Hello everyone. We are going to study for isc2. Okay. A company wants to ensure that its employees can access the network resources from anywhere in the world. Which access control model is best suited for this scenario? ABAC. What's ABAC? Control. Model for accessing, controlling access to systems, data, and resources. Chat. Okay, my voice works. Access to systems, data, or resources instead of granting permission. It's a security model for controlling access to systems, data, access, controlling. Role-based, and this is attribute-based. ABAC uses attributes to make decisions. Okay, uses attributes. Decisions. User attributes, resources attributes, environment attributes, connection attributes. Company wants to ensure that its employees can access the network resources from anywhere in the world. Which access control model is best suited for this scenario? Attribute-based access control. Attribute-based access control. User attributes, resource attributes, environment attributes, action attributes, user resource environment action, user resource environment action. Allow a user to read a document if user that department finance and document type financial report and access time. Less than 6. What it's used for: enforce fine-grained access control in complex environments like cloud platforms, government, enterprise security, support compliance requirements, adapt dynamically to context, unlike static role-based models, secure cloud computing, protect sensitive data. Okay. What is DAC? DAC. Discretionary access control. Okay, next question. Okay, so that was about which phase of the access control process does a user prove her identity? Authentication. Show answer. Authentication. Remember, authenticity, identity. Authenticity equals identity. Who you are. Be authentic. Identify yourself. When you authorize, you sign that it can be done. It's allowed. You are giving away permissions. You are allowing someone to do something. It's authorizing. Authentication. I'm authentic. Authentic. It means my identity. Okay, cool. Next. Which aspect of cybersecurity is most impacted by distributed denial of service attacks? Availability, right? Yes. Da, 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 da. Which of the following best describes a zero-day vulnerability? A vulnerability that affects has not yet been discovered or publicly disclosed. Let's check. Yes, zero-day vulnerability is a vulnerability that has not yet been discovered or publicly disclosed. Cool. What goal of security is enhanced by a strong business continuity program? Wait, non-repudiation? No, availability the same. I was thinking about availability, but then I thought that it cannot be the same answer twice because it's too close. But this is just a simulation, so it can be. Okay, business continuity program. B means business continuity program. And this equals availability. What goal of security? Oh, what goal? I got it. I understand this now. Of course. Okay, let's go. That's my first time studying this, okay? Okay. Duke would like to restrict users from accessing a list of prohibited websites while connected to his network. Which one of the following controls would best achieve his objectives? Restrict user from accessing a list. IP address block. Oh no. Oh, from accessing the website. I have to a list. Oh boy. That's so easy. URL filter. I am still not awake, but that's okay. And URL filter. Just to memorize this more, I will go to ChatGPT URL filter. What has it done? Feature that controls which websites users can access. Perfect. Yes, checks outgoing web requests. People try to visit the past. Compares that against rules or categories. Categories. Social media, gaming, malware sites. Blocks or allows the requests depending on policy. The request goes through a firewall, proxy, or security appliance. The URL filter checks it against blacklist, allow list, specific URLs or domains, categories, adult content, social media file sharing. URL filter checks against URL filter checks checks requests against the blacklist allowance. Yes. Whitelist, right? Categories. Categories. Adult content. Social media. File sharing. Threat intelligence feeds. Known phishing malware domain. Okay. Known phishing. Phishing malware. Okay. Let's go. Security block malicious phishing. Productivity. Prevent access to non-work related compliance, enforce rules in schools, parental control, restrict with kids involved. Okay, next. Question number 7. Security commensurate with the risk and the magnitude of harm resulting from the loss, misuse, or unauthorized access to or modification of information. Harm from the loss or modification of information, risk management, risk assessment, risk mitigation, adequate security. Commensurate. What's the... I need to translate this. Współmierne.
Commensurate.
Commensurate. Podzielny. Divisible. Okay, divisible. It's more... It's telling me more. It's more understandable. Divisible. Cool. Security, divisible, and risk. Harm resulting from the loss of misuse or unauthorized access to information. Risk management? No, 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 no. Assessment. Let's see. Oh no, adequate security. Why? Okay. Chat. Help. This is the official definition of adequate security from US federal standards. FISMA rules. Risk management, broader process of identifying, evaluating, and handling risk. Risk assessment, only the step of identifying and analyzing risks. Yeah, and handling. Okay, cool. Risk mitigation, reducing risk after assessment. Okay, adequate security. Specifically defined as security measures proportional, commensurate, okay, proportional, commensurate, proportional, to the risk and potential harm. Adequate security. Cool. Measures proportional. Okay, so the keyword commensurate with the risk and the magnitude of harm ties directly to adequate security, not to the broader, broader risk processes. I still don't get it. Please. Okay, go. I need an example. Adequate security means putting in just enough protection. Okay, I got it. Based on how big the risk and possible damage are. Not too little, not too much. Example, a hospital protects patient records with strong encryption and strict access controls because the harm from leaks would be huge, but it doesn't need the same level of security for the hospital's cafeteria menu. Right. Cool. Good example. Adequate security. Just enough protection. Cool. An employee unintentionally shares confidential information with an unauthorized party. What term best describes this situation? That would be the incident, um, event to breach. Really, that's a breach? So breach is not when the threat actors get into your system. Breach is a strong word. Breach means that there has been an actual loss of confidentiality, integrity, or availability. Real harm, real exposure, legally and professionally calling something a breach often triggers mandatory reporting investigation, and compliance. I was taking note of that. Okay. Which will harm. No, I know this, but it also triggers investigations and compliance actions. But GDPR words like event or intrusion describe activity, but breach signals impact. Okay, good. Event, intrusion, activity. Its impact. Line of security was crossed. Okay. So bridge is not just done by red actors or internal threat. It doesn't have to be caused by an outside hacker. Oh, I wanted to say or internal. This is good. Oh no, I'm not on purpose, unintentionally. Um, if unauthorized people gain access to confirmation. So, okay, now I got it. If unauthorized people gain access, there is a breach. Breach. Okay, next question. A security event or combination of security events that constitutes a security incident in which an intruder gains or attempts to gain access to a system or system resource without authorization. A security event that constitutes a security incident in which intruder gains. I would say it's attack. Intrusion. Okay, what's the difference between intrusion and attack in this case? Let's see. Let's see. Exactly. In attack and intrusion involve someone trying to break in. Why the correct answer is intrusion. Intrusion, when an attacker gains or attempts to gain unauthorized access. Okay, cool. Attack, the break-in attempt, picking the lock, smashing the door. Intrusion. Okay, so here he also got the access. So he broke in. So it's like an attack. Okay, again, an attack is a method or action, phishing, SQL injection, DDoS. It may succeed or fail. It's getting unauthorized access. Exactly. Getting unauthorized access. And here he gained unauthorized access. Sounds the same. Okay, attack, the action technique the adversary uses. Solving incident where someone actually gains. Like how they try to break in. Like the fact they got in or almost, it's an intrusion. Okay. Right to break in, attack. Result. This is action. This is result. They got the fact. They got in. They got intrusion. Hacker sends 1,000 phishing emails. Attack. One employee clicks. The hacker gets into the network. Intrusion. Okay. Always seeing the example is easier. Okay, another bad answer. So that was the intrusion. Okay, question number 10. Which prevents threat? Prevents the IDS, it's just detection. I would say antivirus. Yes. Okay. Question number 11. What is the primary factor in the reliability of information and system? Confidentiality. Hold on. Reliability. Wait, integrity. Then it's reliability. Integrity. Integrity means information is accurate, complete, and hasn't been tampered. Right. That's why they use hash. Reliability means a system works consistently and dependently. The data is correct and unchanged. Reliability does the system keep working as expected. So why? Means reliability means you can trust the data is correct and consistent. Confidentiality only authorized people can see it. Availability makes sure system data is available when needed. Authenticity proves the source is genuine. Okay, cool. Let's go. Your organization is concerned about network security and wants to prevent unauthorized access to its resources by implementing a security model where the network has that trusted space. What type of security model is this? About the network security, it wants to prevent unauthorized access to its resources by implementing a security model where the network has not trusted space. Zero trust, I would say. Yep. The next question. Which of the following is not one of the three main components of a SQL database? It's not one of the three main components. Hold on. Object-oriented or view schema tables? Object-oriented? Yes, object-oriented interfaces. Other answers were views, schemas, and tables. Okay. Finance server and transactions server has restored its original facility after a disaster. What should be moved in first? Management, most critical systems, most critical functions, least critical functions. Most critical systems. Oh, least critical functions. That was a good one. Let's restart storage process. A disaster. Disaster. First. As first we move and least critical functions. Question number 15. Government can impose financial penalties as a consequence of breaking a regulation. Government regulation equals regulation. What would be, what other institutions would be for other terms? What other terms? Let's go. Let's go. Okay, standard bodies. IEEE Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers NIST standards like IES, Advanced Encryption Service, regulation, government, policy, organizations themselves. I would write this down. Policy, organizations. Standard. Example, ISO, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, NIST. Regulation, government. Examples, HIPAA, GDPR, SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley Act. Oh, regulations. HIPAA. Compatibility Act. I will write this down. Portability, because I forgot what that stuck means. Portability, Accountability Act, Accountability Act, GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, General Data Protection Regulation, Policy, Organizations. Okay, cool. Acceptable use policy, acceptable policy. Out is acceptable use policy. Okay. Procedures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Procedures. Departments or teams within an organization. Departments. Set by experts, industry standards. Set by management. Set by teams. Teams. Departments. Departments within an organization. Okay. Which of these components is very likely to be instrumental to any disaster recovery DR effort? Backups, right? Yeah. Next, while taking the certification exam for isc2 CC, you notice another candidate for the certification cheating. What should you do? Report to the candidate to isc2? Yes. Okay. An attacker place themselves between two devices, often a web browser and a web server. Phishing, spoofing on path. What is? I forget. Spoofing is pretending to be someone or some. No. Forging an identity, making data on the device. Phishing. I mean, he could do that as a man in the middle. What about on path? It's like man in the middle or what? Man in the middle. The attacker can see, intercept, or even change the data. Yes, and impersonate, right? I would say on path. Okay. Man in the middle is on path. Okay. Organization experiences a security event that does not affect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of its information system. What term best describes the situation? Event. An event. Security event. Does not affect. Incident is when something is affected, right? Yes, event. I have to second guess myself sometimes. I forget a lot of things since I was studying for CCNA. Which threats are directly associated with malware? Malware. Uh, advanced potential threat. Ransomware. Trojan. Trojan is malware. Trojan? Yes. APT is advanced potential threat. Advanced persistent threat. Okay, APT. Persistent. Persistent threat. Let me see. Point number 8 in my notebook. Long-term cyber attack. Where skilled attackers gain access. Attackers gain access to a network and stay hidden. For an extended time. For an extended time to steal data or spy rather than just cause quick damage. Makes sense. Stay hidden for an extended time. I will put in the parentheses, not a quick damage, not a quick damage. Okay. Breakdown of the term advanced. Attacker use sophisticated tools, custom malware, and multiple techniques, phishing, 0 days, etc. Persistent. They maintain long-term access, often moving slowly and carefully to avoid detection. Threat. Usually backed by organized groups or nation states with big goals. Threat. Usually backed by organized. Um, Espionage is what, stealing credentials? No, spying to collect secret or sensitive. I will write this down. Spying to collect secret or sensitive information without permission, of course. Without permission. Permission. Okay, Trojan. Go. Question number 21. The process of applying secure configurations to reduce the attack surface. The process of applying secure configurations. The process. Security hardening, I would say. Hardening, right? Yep. Sean is planning to protect their data in all states. Rest, motion, and use. One, two, three. And defending against data leakage. What would be the best solution to implement? End-to-end encryption. Yeah, that would be good. Hashing. Right. DLP, data loss prevention, right? Threat modeling. Hashing. Oh no, DLP. Why? Why? Please. DLP. DLP. Rest, motion, and use. Data loss prevention, right? Data loss prevention. Okay. At rest, stored on disk, right? In motion, moving across the network in use being accessed. Rest, stored, motion, moving on the network. Okay. DLP is designed to monitor, detect, and prevent sensitive data. Monitor, detect, and prevent sensitive data from the organization across all these states. Oh, it makes sense. DLP designed to monitor, detect, prevent sensitive data from leaving the organization. Okay. Why not others? End-to-end encryption protects data in motion. Hashing ensures integrity. Net leakage prevention. Okay. Threat modeling, a planning technique to identify threats. It doesn't actively protect the data. Oh, okay. I'm taking a break. See you later.